How are you?
How you doing?
Good, doing good.
Awesome, man. How are things? I keep seeing you on Instagram. You've started a kind of a movement.
That was not intentional. That was for my own documenting purpose, but never expected it to go to that level.
Absolutely, yeah. It's doing pretty well. I keep seeing it. Mashallah, very good.
Thanks, Faisal. Absolute pleasure to connect with you. In fact, from knowing you yesterday and seeing the value you put out was just amazing.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot, man. Appreciate it a lot. It's been like what, four years since I've been doing this. I think mentioned in one of your posts as well. Because I like, yeah. You like about commute as well. I saw it. I think you were doing 1 lakh per month challenge job. Correct. When you were starting off with the challenge, I saw you at day 21 or something. I just commented. I really see a lot of how I used to do stuff.
Okay.
The same thing I see in you. Because I was doing similar stuff. I was honestly doing a lot, not doing a challenge. I actually saw a lot of myself and you at that stage. Because at 2019, I was trying to figure out a ton of stuff. Do something which would pay incremental value.
Right.
It's more or less like, try to figure out. I was much older than you. I am assuming you are in your early 20s. I was in my mid 20s when I started off my...
Oh my God. Okay.
I did my engineering. After that, I did a job. I did not find it good. So I left the job and I figured this end out with my co-founder. Has been a good journey.
And when you started off, you were already in your mid 20s.
I was 25. I was 24. When I left my job, I was I left it 2 weeks before my birthday. So yeah, I was 24 when I left my job.
Okay. And currently you are 29 or 30.
I'm going to be 20 by the end of this year.
Nice. When I saw your video with Saheli, I thought you were in your early 20s. And then when I checked your LinkedIn, I saw a post where you mentioned about your wife going to the market. And I was like, you got to be kidding.
Came to my wedding.
Very nice. Faisal, I wanted to know your story. How did you start off? Why did you even want to build an agency?
Right. See, there was no as such direction in which I found the agency space by mistake. My only thing was during my MBA, I realized that I like advertising a little bit because that was the only part of marketing I found to actually create incremental value for clientele.
Right.
Or for your own business as well. Or in this marketing is the only creative part of marketing here. Yes, marketing is pretty dry and boring. If you remove the advertising aspect of things, it's more like sales and distribution, offline marketing, all stuff like that. It doesn't interest me. That was when I started going a little bit deeper into brand marketing and understanding how brands communicate and everything. And it was by mistake I came across the idea of Facebook advertising. And that is where I met my co-founder, as well as later on in that specific course, I met Saheli as well through the course itself. There also, I did not learn a lot of Facebook ads. Just realized the idea what Facebook ads are and stuff like that. But I worked in a couple of advertising agencies as an intern after leaving my MBA. I knew that you have to start from zero, so I was okay with that. I got paid like 15,000 a month kind of salary. Used to survive with that in Delhi.
And what was your role in the agency?
Just as an intern-ish kind of a thing. But yeah, I told the founder that I need to learn Facebook ads. Like, do whatever you want me to do. I do it for free as well. But yeah, I want to learn Facebook ads like hands-on. The only goal was when you enter an industry, there are like questions like, why should I trust you? What are your case studies? So I was like, rather than I'm not a disingenuous guy. I did not want to get case studies from contractors and then sell it forward, being a middle person. So I was like, if I don't know how to do this, I might not be able to sell it with. So
I absolutely agree with that point. Most of the people out there don't even know what they're doing. Instead, they want to hire somebody else to do the service delivery.
It's a good way to scale things up, right? But and I know people who have skills, but I personally believe that if you are doing something, you should know I won't say the nitty-gritty of it. I'm not the expert on Facebook ads. I would never be. I don't intend to be. I'm a salesperson. I'm a salesman. That is why I should at least know, because this is an interesting thing. I like advertising, and this is an interesting thing to at least know. I learned it. I initially few clients somehow, whichever way we acquired, I was able to work with them and get them good results. But yeah, the reason I worked in agencies was because, first of all, I did not want to work for clients for free because it's never a good idea. A lot of people say it's a good idea. It's never a good idea. So I didn't want like a sympathy barter of a case study, and I wanted to create an ecosystem where I can actually learn from someone who is doing it. So I went there in the agency, I understood, okay, this is Facebook Ads Manager, these are audience segments, okay, this is how you do it. 2 months running training on those things, multiple industries. I got like 5 to 6 case studies, I documented them, and along with my co-founder, who had like 4 to 5 of his, we started off our agency with 11 case studies. So this is how I always tell people saying I'm starting from zero there. This is the way you don't start from zero. Start documenting everything you are doing, you will come across a case study. Jobbing, whatever you are doing, convert that into a professional, good-looking document. It's a case study. To professionally contribute, show to your clients, and that is what you market.
Absolutely. I agree totally with documenting and putting on the content outside, whether it's an text or image or video. That's one of the ways where you can separate yourself from the competition.
Absolutely. So, this is how my career started back in 2019. Literally, I started it from literally scratch. I used to sleep on the floor. I used to live in, I had 2 friends, but a few of my college friends, I was fortunate enough that they were in Delhi. I shifted on with them, split the rent. They gave me like a small studio room, like even smaller than this one. This is just my office, right? Smaller than this one, I just sleep through your stuff. So I was very happy. I was doing my stuff there.
That was the initial days.
Initial 1 year, I would say. So initially 1 year, that is where I started off. But I was living with my friends. I was relatively very happy. And that is where the company started off.
And you also had your co-founder with you in the same way.
My co-founder used to live separately. He used to live in Noida. But we didn't start off with co-foundership. We were like just 2 guys trying to figure out the same thing. So let's do it together. Yeah. Whatever money comes, we'll split it 50-50. I used to send it to him on GPay. I remember now, so we have an entire separate finance thing going on. But back in the day, I used to, send him money. Okay, this client's money has come 30,000, you take 59, take 50. That was the finance department.
And what was his role in the team?
Initially, I came with zero knowledge of Facebook ads. So he was more on the technicalities thing. And I actually knew nothing about anything. I was just a glorified MBA. But I don't know what he saw in me. He still says there was something that you just wanted to do it. And the thing is that I used to shamelessly create content. If you scroll down my LinkedIn, the things you should not put on LinkedIn, I have already put in there. Like I put in videos in my banyan, I have put videos on my LinkedIn just saying, okay, this is this. So whatever I could to promote myself, I did. I was like nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? Right? What's the worst that can happen? Now though I have to go back to look at my videos, I cringe a lot. But back then I was just really, so that is what I saw. That this guy, even though I'm not a good salesperson, this guy knows how to get there. So let me partner with him. He look after sales and I look after the technical parts, which he was more attracted to. Honestly, the first ad I ran for a guy ran the wrong ad because I don't know. So I asked him, was I to run this? He said, no, change it to this. Okay, fair enough. Right. So I had zero knowledge on ads where I started on the technical front, but by doing again and again advertising it daily on social channels where I realized that this is how you improve by actually doing stuff here. So people looking at the technical side initially, I was looking at the sales side, which was getting people in, and we try to sell it together. I used to sell before, like pre-sales was my part, post-sales his part. Now though it's like the entire sales part, both of us are looking. I'm looking at the one-on-ones, the conversation, everything. We're looking at the back-end operations, setups. We have 2 businesses right now. We're looking at multiple things.
Really nice. I mean, having a co-founder with you takes off some of the workload and distributing the work is...
Absolutely. Not even workload. Workload is one thing. It's also you have someone to speak to here. You have someone to share the journey with. I don't want to do this. I don't think I could have done this alone. I don't think I would have been into e-commerce if I were, because Inu was into e-commerce. I knew nothing about e-commerce. He had an e-commerce business before this. So that is how I got into e-commerce, because he was the one who introduced me to this app. I was like, this makes sense. This seems a little bit simpler to me. So let's get into it. And that's what turned into a goldmine for India as well after Shark Tank and everything.
Absolutely. But I want to understand more. Why e-commerce? You have chosen specifically e-commerce. Why?
Honestly, I knew nothing else. If we talk about the real reason, I did not know any other niche. Like I knew a little bit of LinkedIn, but this was the most convenient option at that time. And it was the most convenient plus the most potential. Like, even at that time, e-commerce was booming. And I know people who were doing like crores a day right now in e-commerce, right? And even back then, the potential was there. So that is the reason that we naturally gravitated towards e-commerce, and it's just much more interesting. The kind of brands you work with, the kind of passion with founders you work with, the the kind of potential is that e-commerce brands are what are brands. You don't. There might be a lot of offline businesses, but they are not brand, right? They are like daily business, or at times there's a. I don't want to work with them. Like, I'm marketing guys, so I like to get some glamour a little bit. So
you don't work with personal brands or people who want to build these landing pages or funnels.
We just focus on one thing, which is paid ads. Info products when we have worked, but again, we look after just the paid ads. Aren't we concerned on a lot of things, like what to do on the creative part, what to do on the landing page part? But yeah, that's not a service to take up whole and full. We focus on e-commerce. That is what we are good at. That is the kind of brand we would like to work with.
And the first year of running your agency, what are the mistakes you did? Like, what made you, do all these things which slowed you down?
Right. Mistakes to what? I mean, we did a lot of mistakes. I think everybody does. But I think this might come off to you a little bit, but yeah. Even today, that is one of the biggest mistakes I have personally made, is to make a personal brand.
Right.
Which you will feel in a couple of years. I don't know if you're feeling it right now.
I am feeling it. I can totally understand.
Yeah, a lot of people get this out, no, personal brand is this, that. I honestly believe that personal brand is good. It should be there. I'm not saying I could have achieved whatever I have. The reason I got married is because I started building the perform. My wife approached me on LinkedIn. But there's an over-reliance on certain things, which creates an over-reliance on certain platforms, algorithms, which is never good, right? And once you get into a comfort zone on things, then you just stop looking at other channels. And that has personally been my personal gripe as well, even right now, right? Had I not built a personal brand, I'm pretty sure I would not have gotten a single client. So I am happy I did it. But then that's a double-edged sword. Always everything is a double-edged sword, right? When people were trying to figure out, I need a sales team, I need to have all of this investment in my business, Faisal, how are you getting client? Like, I'm just putting my stuff out there, I'm getting client, right? So at that time, it was a good thing, and still is. It's not like a bad idea, but over-reliance on that channel is going to just be the end of your business.
I'll tell you how the personal brand is biting my back. So whenever I'm on sales call or whenever I'm doing specific things, the client expects me to be there at the meeting. That's one thing I'm having a problem with.
Yeah, you will have to make that transition. I can actually tell you how, because it was in 2020 that I made the transition. I've been in the content game for a long time. So initially when I was there, I'll tell you how it can help you as well. Right. And take it as a person who has been in the same road for some while. I know you are doing amazing things. My personal brand is nothing as compared to where you are right now. Right, literally dog shit. I have 2,600 followers, nothing. Right, but now the followers are heavily targeted. They're not following me for the work I'm doing. They're following me for the value I can build. Right. So that is the only thing. So I have learned how to build an authority-driven personal brand, more or less. That is what I focus on. So there was a time on LinkedIn when I used to trend every single day, like every single week. And like your post is trending, or you have 1 million views or something like that. I have been there on LinkedIn for a while, and I told my co-founder Nick, this video got this much views, this much content, this much engagement. That's good, but are the sales call happening? Like, that's a good question. No sales call happened because of those videos. Because I was positioning myself for everyone, accessible to everyone. Everyone can comment, everyone can, I'm chill guy, everything. So that was when it hit me that I have to transition from this to something else. I used to make like in a month 60,000 to 1 lakh views on my profile and anything. Right now it is more like 2,000, 3,000, and I'm happy with that. But that transition I did in 2020 itself, becoming very laser sharp in my communication, just focusing on specific few keywords and specific few target audience, not creating content for everybody, but just for my target demographic, right? And that is literally what got me where I am right now. Right, the brand that we work with, I don't know if you got to check out our landing page. We work with celebrity brands, we work with the Shark Tank brands. We actually got the brand for 2 Shark. You know Bummer and these?
No, Bummer, you mentioned this on the thing called, yes.
Bummer was literally, when we started off with them, they were literally doing not much in terms of hiring. So we were their agency during, before, and after Shark Tank. For like 1.5 years, we worked with them. We have seen that kind of clientele as well. We worked with celebrity clientele. We have worked with, national award-winning clientele. We have worked with clients that have worked with, that have appeared in Coffee with Karan, their hamper, Bombay Sweet Shop. We have that as client. We have worked with, even in Bangalore, we have a good amount of clientele. Right? So that is the reason that we work, the kind of brands we work with are not in e-commerce, dropshipping brands. We don't work with them. That's there for a reason. We work with brands only, having a post-driven journey. So that is more or less how it is, because we learned how to build an authority, and we learned how to, do it right, more or less. Yeah. So you will have to transition at a time how to do that. But like I was saying, I expected me to be on the meeting from the clear start. You can say, okay, you can start using word like we. You can start using word like, okay, I am not going to be like the team is going to take care of you. Simple as that. Even on the CSO, I will say, I have a competent team, I have a team of X number of people, they are to take care of you. When they say you will be there as a strategic guy, they might not be able to do all of the calls, because then who is going to do all of these things to grow my business, right? But yeah, you have a team, and the reason I built the team is so that they can take 100% care of you. You will have accessibility to me. You can DM me anytime. I will get back to you. Not on WhatsApp. I communicate only on Slack. I don't communicate with my clients on WhatsApp. Like, take the entire business out of WhatsApp. But yeah, anything you DM me, I'm going to get back to you. It's not like I won't be there. I'm not one of those founders, but yeah, I won't be the person executing. I won't be the person. We straight about that from the start, that I'm a business owner, not a service provider.
Right. And coming back to the Slack, right, as a communication channel, how do you deal with clients who are not aware of using this particular software?
We just ask them to learn. So there's nothing huge about it. Just tell them it's literally like WhatsApp. You will just have to, if you want to talk to us, you talk to us on that app.
And how different is it from WhatsApp and...
Not at all different. Like, it's much more effective, because WhatsApp is, let's say you send them 3 creative references 3 days ago, right? So they are the swipe was, okay, how does this look if we want to follow up on it? Like, it becomes a hodgepodge. Now on Slack, you have sent it something, you scroll up there, you just add on the thread and have the conversation for that with thing on the thread, right? It's so clean. Different conversation happening in different threads. So it is my easy to keep track of. That is, like, I always tell my clients, even though those who are like, hey, I'm WhatsApp, we are only going to be on WhatsApp. It's only going to, first of all, I'm not active on WhatsApp. I check in once or twice a day. I don't clearly talk to my clients on WhatsApp. It's going to be your loss. Then my team is not on WhatsApp. I clearly say, team is not on WhatsApp. What are you going to do? Force them to come? They're on Telegram. They don't have, how many numbers I don't have? Right, because we don't communicate on WhatsApp. And just like, we are much more active on Slack, so and it's much more cleaner there, it's much more ROI driven there, it's easier to keep track of things. So yeah, get on Slack, it's easy to do. If you have any problem, I will guide you through the Slack thing myself, but you will have to get on Slack. If the client cannot do that effort, then they are better not having that as a client.
I really love this approach where you're doing things boldly and different. This is something I really admire about you. And coming back to the team, Faisal, at what point did you start hiring people?
Yes, that's a good question. I hired, hiring is something that Indian entrepreneurs and India as a culture is not that much delegation mindset. The thing is, upon at least in the initial years, even my mom, whenever I say, yeah, we are going to hire, khud kar lo. Do it yourself. Not the amount of money it will save. So one thing I have observed, so we, when we got our biggest project, and it is one of the biggest brands in India now, back then too, they were just starting off, and we were the media buying, you can say, arm that they were working with. I still don't know how we landed that project, but we were in association with an agency and we got that hand on that project. So we hire someone, an external person who is going to work with us on a contractorship or something, right, to take care of that, because it was tough. It was not an account we could have dealt with single-handedly or easily by ourselves. We needed someone who was having equally a good amount of understanding. So in case we would have been only going into that account of these, and they would have been wasted on that. So we got that person in. That person did a very good job. We made the brand their first Crore in just 3 months, which is, I think, it's a decent enough run rate for a brand that just started off. Right? So that was when I realized the power of delegation. So hiring is something we started off the bat. I believe the right time to hire is when you are having more than 3 to 4 clients. If you have that, you should start hiring.
Right.
Our first full-time employee we hired in 2020.
Okay, so 1 year later.
Yes.
And
we started doing.
How many people do you have on the team now?
Roughly 11.
Roughly 11. And how many clients are you working with?
Yeah, so right now I have, I think, 28 clients. And we have a team of 11 people, different domains, including me and my co-founder. We have a decent enough team, decent enough skill set. And apart from that, we also have another business on agency scaling systems where we are helping, business owners like yourself scale with systems. Having a system-driven mindset, I would say. In India, I've seen there's not a lot of focus. Even when I started with no idea about how systems are set, what are automations, how to automate this, right? Just because of these things, we have been able to have very good close rates, right? So how to have systems which make sure, first of all, clients come on autopilot. And I'm not just talking about putting out results and content, right? Without having a lot of following, without having to make deals each and every day and dance on things, right? How to have an authority in the market, and how to set up systems that are going to make sure that your client stays with you. Retention is an important metric. So all of these things, and hiring as well, which I am not seeing a single program talk about. Because we have done it. We have worked with some pretty robust people. So how to do it, how to build a team culture, everything, we are teaching.
I saw that you're having a separate program for helping.
We have started hiring for that venture as well. I think we have 2 people right now there as employees.
Okay. And how can people get into it?
Into the program?
Yes. Is there a specific requirement, or is it only for agency owners?
Agency owners, growing freelancers, whoever wants to add, some kind of growth to their current business with systematic thinking, with systems. We are more than happy to include people in. It's a very hands-on project. It's not like you will just get a video course and stuff. You'll get the entire guidance from me, who have been doing this for 4 years and actually running an agency that is working with the clients, right? With good, well-known clients. That is all we do is we take sales calls every single day, and we are setting a sales team as well for that. But whoever the good fit joins in. Yesterday we got one more people. I think his name is Karan. He just joined in yesterday. So yeah,
nice. So any beginner who's just got into freelancing and want to transition into an agency owner, I learn from you.
Yeah, they're doing let's say $1,000, $1,500, something like that. Right? They'll be able to make the investment, plus they'll be able to get into it. Yeah, if there is someone who is, let's say, I have not figured my niche out, or I am just starting off literally on scratch, that program won't help them, because a lot of strategies and thought process is based on the understanding that you are a mature person who has done at least $1,000 or $1,500 in a monthly revenue, even as a freelancer, even as a business.
How long is this program?
It's a lifetime program, yeah?
Okay, lifetime program. All right. Okay, Faisal. Now I just want to discuss about the current journey which I'm going through. So right now I'm putting out content, and I know that you talk about top of the funnel, mid, and then bottom. So top of the funnel, which attracts all the masses, and then mid, where you're segregating out, you're filtering out the people, and then the bottom, you're targeting specific niches. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting out content which are attracting a lot of people, but then I am not finding a way to filter out the niches. How do you think I should go about this?
Cool. So one way I go about this is, first of all, by being very bullish on my offer, that we just work with e-commerce and info product brands. If I don't even get lead gen people in my funnel anymore, because they know that we don't work with them. So you have to first of all figure out who you want to work with. So who do you want to work with?
E-commerce business owners who are selling product.
What do you want to do for them?
I want to help them build their website or redesign it. And specifically right now, I don't want to get into marketing. It's not something I'm good at, but I just want to help them redesign or build their website.
Bring that to communication.
Make that into my communication.
Yeah, turn that into your communication. Talk about things which your target audience, who is e-commerce founder, is interested in. They're interested in CRO. They're interested in, bundles. They're interested in all these CRO apps. Something which can upsell, downsell, whatever, and to improve the conversion rate. Talk about those metrics so that the wrong PG won't even connect with you. That drop with the downside of this would mean that you are going to get lesser reach, because umbrella content is something which gets everyone's in, but bottom of the funnel content is what reduces. So if you want to make it a much more filtered approach, top of the funnel page, you can start off with communicating more about the work that you specifically do, right? I clearly know what kind of stuff I can do to get more reach. Honestly, I know what can I make every single day on videos to, not millions, but yeah, better views, more followers. But I don't do it purposefully, because it's not the point of running my business, right? Because after a specific time, excessive leads are the distraction, more or less. If you are not someone that you want to work with, it's a distraction. After that, have in terms of filtration of the landing page as well. I don't know how you take your meetings, bookings and everything, but if you set it Calendly or a landing page, whatever, like I have my landing page, hammer down the fact that who you work with. Every single line, even on a small booking page, we have written, if you are doing less than $10,000 a month from US or outside India, and in India, if you are doing 4 lakhs a month in each, lesser than that, don't book a call with us. We won't be able to help you.
So otherwise, every single section.
Yeah, it means the communication, the thing. If you are communicating the same thing, then if a person books a call, then you are liable to say, yeah, you're a dumbass or what. I have written 10 times and I am doing this. I have never communicated. But later you are in a position to say that, because there was a lack of clarity on that front, right? So if you add that filter, and it will actually help to filter out bad quality people, because people will disqualify themselves if they don't connect with the level you are working at and operating.
Right. So what's working out for me right now, I put out content, they go to my profile, then they see my website, fill in the contact form. I do not have a Calendly link because the amount of people who are checking out my content includes people who want to learn my service as well as buy my service. So if I include a Calendly link, that's going to be a lot of people who just want to talk with me. That's the reason I don't have it.
No, so you can actually, like, every single day we book, we have set Zapier, just for this process itself, we have a booking page, agency booking page. As soon as a call by is booked, a Zapier triggers that and it comes in this call has been booked. So I see it, like, every single day we have it open, and Abhi, 2 minutes back a call came and I actually tell you what we wrote.
Okay.
This brand is Khichdi selling everything. So now I know I don't want to work with him. I literally go at that time itself and cancel it.
You'll cancel it. Okay.
Really do it.
From your side.
Yep.
Right. Okay. And how do you know, so this Khichdi brand which reached out to you, did you ask them specific questions?
No, they automatically reached out to us.
Okay. Through your funnel page, right?
Yeah, they already.
Okay, got it. So I'm doing this organically. I'm not running ads to get clients at the moment. So funnel is something I have to do. Calendly is something I might be doing in the near future.
Currently, you can sort of, I would say, like, ask questions that is going to just disqualify people, and then if you like, because you are getting volume, so having automation like this is just going to make it easy. Every single day you can just see, okay, somebody on 26th of June booked a stupid call. I'm just going to go and cancel it right away.
I was thinking of using Go High Level to set up a landing page, and once I get the lead, then an automatic WhatsApp message will be sent to them. Do you think that's a good idea?
That's a fine idea. I think that's good. And if it's automated, then it's good.
That's a good idea. Okay.
We keep things on email because I honestly don't want to inculcate the WhatsApp culture that's early on in the engagement. Before the call, 1 hour before the call, if required, like if I'm personally doing it, I know what you do because we have decent enough follow-up rate, we have follow-up emails and nurturing emails all set up. But even if the person does not come, I just give them a call or drop them a WhatsApp message. Hey man, please get on the call.
Right. Now,
coming back to your thing.
So the team aspect, I'm currently doing this alone, but I'm also having this challenge where I'm building out a funnel for a client who's in the fitness niche. So I've decided to collaborate with other agency owners and do this together and put this out as a video. Built a website in 24 hours.
Right.
So leaving that, I'm alone. I'm a solo freelancer.
Right.
How do I go about hiring? How much do I pay people? What are the figures I should start off with?
What are you comfortable paying people right now?
I don't know, maybe so specifically about website designing or development, maybe I'm comfortable testing out with 10,000, starting off with 10,000.
Fair enough. That's a good ask. That is per month or per project?
I'm thinking of per project.
Okay, that's a good way to start off. You have a decent enough following, add a strong filtration, create a hiring message that is so strong that even the best of best freelancers or website people feel scared to associate with you. It shouldn't be like, hey, I am hiring, anybody who wants to join our awesome team. Nothing like that. I've seen that really shits your entire quality of hiring tool. It should be strong that only apply if you are the tops of the top, because that's the kind of client I work with. That's the kind of value I intend to provide. If you are not having 3 years of experience in website development, do not even apply here, right? You will see that people with 2.5, 2 years will apply, right? But that's the expectation, because if you ask for 100%, you'll maybe end up at 70 or 50, right? But if you ask for 50, you are going to end up with a 25. Okay. That is what our expectation has been. Even at our first hiring post, we were like, the person should have a strong, portfolio.
And down the line, as I get more clients, should I fix a monthly payment or should I just continue with per project basis?
It depends, like for your niche, whatever makes sense. So for my service, it's more or less a monthly retail, kind of like a subscription. So that works in my favor.
Okay.
Right. But yours is a project kind of a niche. You can't really, you have to figure out and structure it often in a way that, start off with us, and there is going to be every 2 months a payment for the website maintenance, and create your service in a way that it's showing the kind of incremental value you're doing month on month when the person is paying it.
Right. And what about the salesperson, the person who's able to close the client meetings, convert them into client? How do I go about paying them? Is it a percentage?
I didn't get the question.
So let's say I'm here a salesperson who is going to attend the meetings and is assigned to close the client. How do I go about paying them?
Right. Yeah, it can be a percentage of the commission. Yeah, it can be a percentage. It can be a commission thing. It can be a fixed thing.
Okay.
Totally workable.
Okay.
Totally workable.
I'm in a confusion right now. And even if I hire a salesperson, don't you think that what if they steal the leads? I mean, they're given the data. These are the people who I'm supposed to get in touch with. How do I prevent them from stealing the data?
Data, like sign contracts, that's the first thing. That's the most important thing. Don't leave it all on them. Create dependencies on him, right? Create ways in which they can never, like, obviously, if a person wants to steal, they will, right? Can't really do anything about it, right? But that is where this is like, if you hire a service provider as well, it's more the chances they can steal your client as well, right? So that's where building an authority comes in. If they see that, yeah, this is just a kid I can mess around with, that's how they'll perceive it and that's how they'll act. Being like, yeah, this is the person who I am and I can really, really fuck you up if you do anything, right? And then they're going to start respecting you. And they're not be scared of the repercussion that could happen in this grow up with you, right? We have 102k followers here. You can ruin anybody's life if you want to.
Because
I have that arrogance whenever you are talking to people. And arrogance is something that I've seen works very well in sales. I'm not saying arrogance in an insulting way. Arrogance that I have achieved my shit. I'm doing it, but I have a decent enough thing. Like for me, I'm not going to talk about followers, but when a person starts talking about their numbers and the things they're doing, I say, I've got $20 billion in client revenue. Please don't bore me. Tell me the things that you want me to discuss.
how did this confidence or so-called arrogance, how did you get it? How did you build that? Is it from results?
Results, absolutely. And strategically, you have to put it. Yeah?
And I also know you're a big reader.
Yeah, like I just try, I like reading, whenever I get time. Right now I'm reading this Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes.
It's on LinkedIn that you recommended the book. It's one and the...
Yeah, really, I'm liking it a lot.
How do you like spend time? Like, is there a particular slot or?
Yeah, like in the morning I prefer reading. Raat mein I don't get time. I try to spend it with my wife. But in the morning I prefer reading when I'm sitting on work because for me reading is not leisure time. I don't like to read for leisure. I read just for the purpose of learning something. I don't like I used to read a lot of leisure activities. Even right now the leisure read is this Ogilvy and advertising, which is I think it's my fourth read. But it's always every time you read it, it's a different aspect because every time you are maturing as a marketer, so the more you read it, the different aspect of it you feel.
Right. So your entire day-to-day routine revolves around development and taking action, which is in the specifically towards the agency only.
Yeah. My action, like there was a time when I used to be a lot more into service delivery, because we were not having it. Like you have to make sure the quality is good because mine is the along with Brandslane, I do a lot of organic stuff as well. So my name does go out there, so it's a personal connection. I have to make sure the service is good. Now we have hired, and grown the service as part of the business to a level, I will say the top-notch level. We are still optimizing it, but yeah, there are multiple people looking at service, review, and communication, so I can just stay out of it. Like on a busy afternoon, I'm here chatting with you. My team is doing the work, so that just speaks that systems are working.
And I'm sure that taking a break is also equally important.
Absolutely.
How do you suggest me to do that? When do I take a break? When do I keep my head off the business and recharge?
Depends. Yeah, you have to create boundaries. For me, between on a weekly basis, between middle of Saturday all the way till middle of Sunday, I'm literally on a break. Laptop does not even open. I watch movies, spend time with my wife, go out, enjoy, eat foods. I don't know, right? So yeah, that's my off hour. I don't even respond to any messages if I get regarding work. Or even apart from that, like even if somebody says that's my way of recharging. That's my only half a day of the week when I get to recharge. So yeah, that's important. Plus every 2 months I take a break or a holiday. I will say change your scenery. That's important. So even this, I think 2 weeks back, I took my wife to a 5-star hotel for a weekend in Nehru Place here. And we went Delhi only. It's not like this. Yes, we went to another city. But I was like, let's go out. Let's enjoy the weekend in a hotel. Always good time. So change of scenery really helps a lot. So keep yourself that way. To keep reading yourself, you are building that money you are going to make right now. It's got to go somewhere, right? So keep enjoying the money that you are making. That's very important.
Faisal, thank you so much for your time. I just have to end off by you giving advice to people who are starting off. To give you more clarity, there are a lot of people who want to start off with an agency to make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time. And there are people who provide the service without even understanding at least some technical aspects of the service. There is going to be a learning phase for people, which sometimes going to be months or maybe a year, and then comes in delivering the results, getting clients. How do you think one should go with the mindset?
Right. At least in the initial months, don't be too stuck on different metrics like what I'm doing or how well I'm doing it. Your core focus till the time you don't get 5 to 6 active paying clients should be just to close sales, right? Hook or crook, Doesn't matter, right? I'm not saying do anything unethical or wrong. Maintain that ethical nature in yourself, but the only core focus has to be in the initial days to make money. If you go to run an active business, so if whatever is working for you, for me, LinkedIn was working quite, went deep into it. My co-founder was not always for it, but when he saw the value that we were able to generate out of it, it was like, you know what you are doing, keep doing it. Right? So whatever you figure out is the right way. First of all, try everything, nail down on one thing, just keep doing that. Don't focus upon my brand value or what will I do or how to communicate. Like, I used to post 10 to 15 times a day on LinkedIn as well, just to see what are you working. Anything that happens around me, like this book thing or and then you got off site, I just used to post it. Yeah, this is something I have. This is what I'm doing with it. So it just creates a story around you, and that's how people start respecting you. Or at least you get the initial traction, something, the exact thing that you are doing. Right? You're doing it on Instagram. I did it on LinkedIn where my target demographic was. Okay. Just start off with that. There's no other way around. You have to start off. Don't overthink.
And what specific advice do you have for me? Since you've seen the 2019...
Get a team. That's the only thing. Get out of the service delivery part. The lesser you know for your guide, that's a matter of pride actually, because that's what running a business is. Ambani wouldn't become the richest man in India if he were just, sitting and making geos himself. He delegated it to the people who know how to do it. He clearly doesn't know how to do it. He knows his business. He knows how to acquire customers. He did the strategy on that. You delegate it to people. Yeah, at a specific level, obviously that's easy to say when you have money, right? But then that's where the scrappiness comes in. That's what entrepreneurship is. At the end of the day, it's all jugaad, right? So if you can figure out a way to, delegate something, do it. You will okay with the lesser quality of work until unless it meets client requirements. It can't be 100%. It never will be 100% of what you do. Your employees won't do 100% of what you can do, right? You are lucky if you have someone who can do 100% and 120% of what you do, but usually you won't. So be okay with that. Be okay for a quality drop, but that is what is important to push a business. The biggest of businesses fuck up on a daily basis. Which business has not screwed up? From Reliance, McDonald's, Disney screws up every single day in their movies, right? But are they stopping? It mean like hearing that about we should stop. No, they just say, okay, we'll improve it later. Do something, screw up, try to do it as best as you can, move on, next thing. Try to make as much money as you can from it. Simple as that.
Right. And when I get the team, should I focus on getting them in-house, like a separate office building?
We're a remote company. I don't have anyone involved. This is my home. This is my flat. So for us, it has worked for the 4 years entirely remote. I don't think at any level, like at least in our industry, an office is required, at least not in the initial run. It's a traditional way of running business, so don't go into that. Focus on maximizing the value wherever you can.
Faisal, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you giving me so much of information.
Absolutely. You were doing an awesome job, so I wanted to contribute to it. Maybe become friends with you, whatever works.
Thank you so much, Faisal. I look forward to learning more from you, and maybe one day we can collaborate, work together on projects, things like that.
Absolutely. Like if I get, you can maybe follow me on IG or something, like whatever you want, or so that it's easier for me to communicate with you.
Sure.
Or in any way, I keep getting projects for CRO and things. I'll actively, I can send them you can send your number or something, whatever works.
Got it. All right, Faisal. Have a great afternoon.
You as well. Yeah, have a great day. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Back soon.
Bye.